Yo, it's Tofuhero Video, and this is the segment of my anime collection where I have a hard time defining what they all are, but um, basically these are some of the best animes I've seen, and that's why I bought it. So here we go. So the first one up is The Law of Ueki. Um, this one is a gem because it's one of those tournament fighting animes that actually has an ending, and it's fairly like I'd compare this to One Piece. Like it's kind of like a One Piece light, the way that it has character interactions and team interactions. Overall, it was a very well made anime series, and this is the first one that got me back into anime. So as a kid, I watched anime, but I didn't know much about it, and then I watched this. I'm like, whoa, this is the series that is my gateway drug to anime. Of course, I caught Inuyasha on TV, and right now I only have the four movies, but I'm planning to get the rest of the series eventually. So we have movie one, Affections Touching Across Time. Movie two, The Castle Across the Looking Glass. Movie three, and by far the best, The Swords of Honorable Ruler. Um, Not that great, Fire on Mystic Island. And of course, this Inuyasha PS2 game, Feudal Combat. The next up, we have the classics among classics. So, now if you're an anime fan and you haven't heard about this one, I think you've been sleeping under a rock. So you have the anime legends, Cowboy Bebop. This is the anime that put together space, cowboys, and a lot of jazz music, which I really liked. Probably because I'm in America. And of course, Cowboy Bebop, the movie. And of course, the director followed up by producing a more Japanese-esque Samurai Champloo, mixing samurais and hip hop and R&B music together. I also like this series a lot. It had such a distinctive vibe to it. Like watching each episode, it felt excellent. Okay, and then the other space cowboy-esque series, Trigun, very famous, and you should probably have watched this. This is the complete series. It's in the thin pack. And also the follow-up movie many years later, Dragon Badland Rumbles. It's like in between some of the episodes before the ending. Um, I really enjoyed it because they got the original English voice actor Johnny Young Bosch, who was the Black Ranger, to come voice Bash. Good series. Then this series was followed up by Gungrave. It started off as a video game. So you see this PS2 game. It's one of those shoot 'em ups, kind of like Devil May Cry, but you have this undead guy with a giant cross for a gun. I think he carries his coffin. Weird, but it was a good series. I beat this first game, and then actually I watched the series first. Now the series I think is a lot better than the games because it you really get to see the character steps in here. Like you see two best friends throughout like their entire lives, how they turn on each other, and okay, some of the premise is kind of weird, but the overall story, it was very meaningful to me. Like you just see these two people, like there's betrayal, there's just trying to climb the corporate ladder, in the mafia. I don't know. If it didn't have all those strange elements, I think it'd be like a very good, kind of like I wouldn't say Godfather, but Scarface. Just one of those good mafia movies. And then there's also like a second game, Gungrave Overdose. Probably check these out. I'm playing this game right now. I haven't finished it yet though. Then of course, some of the other must-sees are Full Metal Alchemist. This was the 2003 series. I know Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is out as well. I just haven't had a chance to grab the Blu-rays yet. So this is the first season. The second season, the movie The Conqueror of Shambhala, and the premium OVA collection. And then okay, so those are like definitely you gotta see those. Those are like some of the best. And of course, there's gotta be some other big names. I have to say, now I've actually just bought this recently. Um, Neon Genesis Evangelion. This is okay. This is every anime fan that's watched this says go watch it. I haven't watched it yet. You can see this package is still on it, but I'm gonna watch this eventually, and I know it's gonna mess with my head. And then of course the more mecha animated goodness, we have Gurren Lagann. I saw the last episode of this with some friends. I thought, oh, this episode's crazy. They're throwing galaxies at each other. Um, yeah, can't wait to watch it. And then of course I have the this one's a little different, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's called The Big O. It's basically there's a character kind of like Bruce Wayne who pilots this giant robot, and everyone has lost their memory. I don't know. The theme of memory in this is very, I guess, prominent. Like everything is based on memories. What's real, what's not real. It turns into like this big gong show of I don't know what the f is going on, but I still like it. This is the first volume, and then they animated a second volume, which didn't really make it. Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, the second volume, which didn't really make it in Japan, but it did pretty well in America, considering it's, I guess, more American focused. I don't know. I enjoyed the series a lot. I like it. And finally, this is not mecha related, but it's still a quality anime series, Wolf's Rain: The Perfect Collection. So this includes the series and like the 4 episodes of some kind of filler in there. I watched it. I really like the music, and if you guys want a song to listen to, search up Wolf's Rain, Gravity. That song is so good. And then finally, from one of my favorite directors, Goro Taniguchi. So he actually did some work on After War Gundam X, a little bit of work on Mobile Suit Gundam Wing, Bamboo Blade. Now I only have these DVDs of his series, but I really enjoy his work. So in order of, I guess, air date. So the first one is Infinite Revice. This is kind of like a Lord of the Flies. There's a whole bunch of kids stuck on the ship, and they have to figure out a way to survive. I'm not through the whole thing yet, but I'm thinking they're all gonna start freaking out real soon. This next one is it's called S. Cryod. It's basically, if you've heard of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, it's an anime where there's some select people that have these special powers, um, and they can form like an altar like kind of they can summon something essentially. Um, I really liked it because it was well animated, I think, and it had just a stellar class of action in there, and it had layers of story. Like it wasn't just fight the villain once a week. It actually had some point to it, and it was just so entertaining. Definitely a really good action anime. Then we have okay, this is out of all the animes I have, this has got to be my number one. Planets. Translated, it's called The Wanderers, and this thing is going out of print real soon, if not already out of print. It's basically about picking up garbage in space. I know it sounds kind of stupid, but it does something. Like this series, this anime, the manga series, won awards. It's kind of like slice of life. What's the meaning of humanity? What's the point of living? Um, I don't know. This had so many emotions attached to it when I watched it. I, it left such an impression on me that I'd recommend this. It's not an action anime by any means, but definitely good. I'm almost running out of time, so let me just finish off with Gunsword. Mecha's action anime revenge has it all. So hope you guys enjoyed my anime DVD collection. There's a couple more categories, so stay tuned. Tofuhero out.